For the first time, you have a microcontroller with very high performance, with artificial intelligence acceleration, that's able to do this kind of application in a single chip, rather than using an MPU device.
So it's Eamon again with ipXchange. We're still at the Renesas booth, this time with Graeme, and he's going to talk us about their Cortex-M85 MCUs. So would you like to tell me a bit of what it's being used for?
Okay, thanks a lot. So what we have here is Renesas are the first company to introduce M85 silicon, the latest and most powerful Cortex-M series CPU core. And what we actually want to show here is a kind of typical application you can do with these devices. So this is actually a person recognition system. It's completely running on a microcontroller with no additional acceleration. This system can actually detect people. You can actually see it's putting a green square around all of us. If they move around, it can detect all the people in the background. So this device actually has a hardware accelerator, the Helium accelerator from Arm, integrated on the chip. So it can do this very computationally intensive tasks all within the one device. The big advantage of this technology is for the first time you have a microcontroller with very high performance, with artificial intelligence acceleration, that's able to do this kind of application in a single chip, rather than using an MPU device.
Cool. What would you say are the ideal kind of applications that a hardware designer would want to use this kind of technology in?
Because this is lower power and also a lower cost than a traditional MPU system, it brings us into new IoT type applications, new edge applications that you can do. So for instance, you can imagine a security system, and if I walk up to the security, maybe an access door or something, it can actually detect who I am. If it's learnt my image, it will just open the door automatically for me. Or maybe in a shopping system, you can actually track shoppers moving around the store and see what they're actually doing. So the great thing about this is it's much lower power than traditional systems, and because it's an integrated single chip device, much lower cost. So it brings a new level of price and performance to this type of application.
Cool. So at ipXchange, we're very interested in disruptive technology. I mean, I haven't heard of anything similar to this, but is there anything out there that's similar to this?
So Renesas are the first company to actually use the M85 core. So we're the first people to really look to bring this to market. So this will be coming to market towards the end of the year or into next year that people can actually use. So I think it will really start to enable people to do a new type of application, to bring it down in cost and bring it into different markets, where before it was more used in industrial applications and higher end applications.
And final question I always like to ask, obviously this is the way you evaluate that technology, so we don't really need to go into that because you've essentially explained to the evaluation board already. But I always like to ask, when we're on these big shows, how are you finding the show, Embedded World 2023, the first day?
It's just great to be at a show, to be honest, and actually meet so many people. So at least for Renesas, we're stuck at home all the time, working from home. So just to meet you guys and to meet all the customers here and to meet colleagues is fantastic. And actually the show's been good as well. Cool. Been quite busy so far.
Well, so you don't work in the office anymore?
No, we're all home-based now. Oh, wow. So I only go to the office once a month. Most Renesas people, are roughly the same unless you have a design job. So COVID has really changed things. So yeah, it's great to be here.
Cool. Well, I'm very glad. That was Graeme at Renesas. Check out the M85 MCUs. Very different technology. Thanks for watching that interview with Renesas from Embedded World. If you want to learn more about Renesas's M85 MCU, check out the link in the description.